why we know his name.
Okay, so BlasterEU's in-game name is Bob Blaster, and he is a very good Haruka player. He and I've played him before a couple of times, and we've had back and forth Haruka matchups. I expect this will actually be a very close matchup between the two of them.
Absolutely. It's gonna be interesting to see if Bob Blaster can get past Distortion's probably very aggressive Gator, which we can see as he's standing right up at the net.
Yep. As we start here, in typical fashion, well, Bob Blaster actually managing to get some perfects as he will backlob Distortion. One thing you'll notice is that if Distortion kind of knows that the player is going to play a little bit like backlobby, he'll sit back as we see him get an 18-point rally there with the purple post shot. One thing that's going to be very dependent for Distortion is his ability to place his fill shots from the net to the corner, and really force the Haruka to slide to jump around. Otherwise, Bob Blaster will have a very good chance of staying alive and getting to high rallies, as we see a post shot go for 9 points for Distortion.
Yeah, like the secret to actually getting past the aggressive Kahuna is actually being really good at timing your quick curves to get it past them quick. Problem in this matchup is that Haruka doesn't have that good quick curves, so it's really easy for a character with good slides to get to the quick curves, which Gator has. So Bob Blaster is gonna have to play extremely well.
Alright, as we see Bob Blaster definitely keeping Distortion on his back feet at this point with his juice, as we see him get 18 points there on the rally, taking the lead 38-35. Distortion not playing straight up at the net, which I don't think is naturally where he wants to be playing, is right up at the net, but rather definitely playing midline and forward. So we see him get the super with the shield, throwing the right side saw blade, and now it's 46-38. As Distortion looks to close out set 1, and Bob Blaster looks to stay alive in this match. As we see, anybody can now win the set, whoever takes the points. Bob Blaster has Distortion sliding backwards on here and actually takes the set 55-46 with a fill shot. With a skimming
extremely impressive there by Bob, and also noticing that Distortion pre-slid it 2 times, and that cost him 2 really big rallies. If Distortion would be a little less trigger happy on that slide, I think he might actually be able to. He would have taken the previous set for sure.
Yes, definitely. As we see Bob Blaster out to an 18-0 lead against Distortion here. I actually, based off how it seems like, I can obviously see both players winning, but BlasterEU definitely seems to be keeping Distortion on his back feet, even though he's playing forward.
Absolutely. I think he had some issues in the beginning because he didn't really know how to conquer that type of play, but he really seems to have grown into it a bit more with that 26-point lead. Now it's up to Distortion to change it up a bit to keep Bob Blaster on his knees.
Yeah, and we see Distortion definitely doing that a little bit, throwing a couple of quick curves down the line on him, and now it's 26-23 as he's closed the gap and now taking the lead 31-26. And he's really he needs to really stretch the court with that. As we see him doing that, his fill shots are definitely been on point in there, and there's a one hopper shot that may not have been the intended shot to get the kill shot, but definitely did the job. As he perfectly pre-slides that short hopper, as now Distortion can win with these points here. Seems like he's got a little trigger happy on that side, but the set is not over. It's 45-39. Bob Blaster in the lead. He is now at jam point, and when we get to 11, there will be pseudo jam, as Distortion will then be able to also win the set. as he forces him to Bob Blaster to slide in back lob on that post shot, and he does take it with a quick curve down the line, 52-45. Two very close sets between the two of them. Bob Blaster's fill shots and have definitely given Distortion some issues. As he now moves up on him, as he's now moving up to the midcourt on Distortion and seems to be keeping Distortion on the back part of the map. This is a little bit of a reversal of fortune there, as 21 points goes to Bob Blaster.
Distortion also noticing there that in those situations before, Bob Blaster has always gone for the filth. Distortion reading that now, but just missing out on it. Bob might want to change up his tactics soon because they're gonna be outdated.
And soon enough, Distortion's gonna be able to also start reading these back lobs and getting supers like that juiced Zed super that he just threw. Bob Blaster's running the spiral super as well, and Distortion on the Zed, as we saw. 23-21 in favor of Distortion for now, as he gets 6 points on the wall ride. 29-21 now. I think one thing that Bob Blaster can start doing is start using a little bit more of the short hops instead of fill shots to try and get Distortion. Even though that fill shot,
Bob Blaster being
nice.
very, very lucky with those fills. 2 times in a row now, just slightly past Distortion. Distortion knows that he's doing them. And if Bob doesn't switch it up real soon, it's I'm not seeing this match going for Bob Blaster.
You see Distortion getting the super there, throwing the right side saw blade, 42-34 now in his favor. It's now with this next throw, he can now win the set. It is now jam point for Distortion. As this set progresses, there will be a pseudo jam, but Distortion does take it 54-34.
Yep.
He takes game 1 in this best of 3 series. Very, very close match. Very well fought by both players.
Yeah, Bob Blaster needs to realize that keep on doing those hops to the other side of the court in these situations is right now actively hurting his play against Distortion.
Yeah, he needs to leave. I think he needs to leave less time and throw more just straight back from where he is to mix it up. As Distortion with the missed slide gives Bob Blaster a ace there to tie it up 10-10. From Distortion. And he does mix it up a little bit on the lob to the center court where Distortion did not have enough time to get the super on it. But Distortion now on juice. He does like to. We will see him play back and throws a beautiful filth, 25-10. The filth from the backline from Distortion.
Also noticing a slight change in the way Distortion plays. He's not playing as aggressively as he was doing in the beginning, but he's still playing very aggressively. But he's leaving some room, and that's probably for the ability to be able to get back to those lobs and super off of them.
Yeah. He definitely has a good idea of when he needs to start backing up. Like now you see he's just more or less playing the mid line, and then if he sees the opportunity, he'll go straight up to the net. As we see the hard hop from Blaster forcing him back, as he now is moving up to the midline himself, this being Bob Blaster. Both players want to be. Seems like Bob Blaster wants to get a little aggressive on him to force him back, but also knowing that he may not be able to play a double aggressive game. As now Distortion has jam, but the 22-point rally to tie it up does go to Bob Blaster. It's now 41-41. A 9-point rally or higher will give pseudo jam. And we now have jam point for both players. As Bob Blaster has juice, throws a filth, Distortion slides back, throws a one-hopper. Knuckleball from Bob Blaster, caught by Distortion, who throws his own skinny knuckleball back, but on the 16-point post-shot, Bob Blaster just takes the set, 57-41.
I'm a bit surprised Distortion keeps falling for because Bob Blaster does not have the variety in his play that should be required here. Distortion should punish that a bit more.
As we see the slide through from Distortion to put a fill shot down for 12 points there, but Bob Blaster getting an ace the same way he did before with the little skinny curve shot. Distortion more reading for filth serves there.
See, there we see Distortion doing what he actually should be doing in this situation. I can't fault him for pre-sliding to those because they're so incredibly obvious where they're gonna end up in those situations. And Bob Blaster really needs to switch his game up, because if he takes this match and there's another match, I don't think that keep on doing those is gonna actually take him further in the tournament.
Yep, and especially with the winner of this match going on to face the winner. I think the winner here goes on to face Jump, I believe.
Let me just check that real quick.
The winner of our first match, casted.
Yeah, that is correct. They will be up against Jump.
So 19-point rally here. Killer Bob wins this. He will take the game, but he slides away, and Distortion just takes the point on the wall ride. 40 to 34. Okay. Did I call him Killer Bob? Oh, my bad. Bob Blaster. As he does take a block lobster there, unable to catch the disc that he popped up. 48 to 34 now. Distortion looking to send this to set 3, which he does with a emphatic stuff block. 56-34. Put a little oomph into that. Down the line with a quick curve from Distortion. Bob Blaster responding with a wall ride. See, he's forcing Distortion back here, who actually back lobs himself and gets himself back towards the front of the court. We see Bob Blaster is mixing up his shots a little bit here, but Distortion in the end gets the post shot, 20 to nothing. He takes the first rally in this set. A very nice help point rally between these two competitors. 8 points on the short hop for Distortion, as he is commanding this third set as he looks to advance to the next round. And short hop from Killer Bob, back lob from, or front lob from Distortion, and Bob Blaster does put 17 points on the board with that post shot, 28 to 17.
Distortion. We're gonna need to see more knuckleballs or like straight down the line shots from Bob Blaster if he wants to keep himself in the match, because yeah, more of that, more
wall rides and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I'm surprised that Distortion hasn't been up there stuffing more discs than he has, because he knows where Killer Bob is where Bob Blaster is shooting. It's
Alright, and now that with possible jam point there, Distortion misslides, and Killer Bob takes the points 38-37.
Distortion was expecting the traditional shot from Bob Blaster there, the filth, and had Bob Blaster not changed up his shot there and kept on doing it, that would have been the end of the matchup. Instead, we see it there.
So we see it there where he throws the post shot that Distortion has so often defended and slid against. 58-38. Distortion takes set 3, takes game 2, takes the match 2-0.
Yeah.
Very hard fought match between the two of them.
Absolutely. I think the match would have been closer if Bob Blaster had a little more variety in his shots, and that's definitely something he can work on, because like the base is there, he's playing really well. Yeah. He just needs to get that variety in his shots and not simply shoot in the same way all the time, because